We'll bake it into the contract. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Dessa. With me are Ida Moda and Denonator. Who, you actually see all of us there. Nice. Then with a solo cam. Yeah, we're going to be running Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins, the co-op run of it. Meaning that we are basically going to go through all the missions together, except for one. That one's going to be interesting. And yeah, it's just all done through like a little online lobby. We all have our little things to do during the missions, and I would say the specifics we can go over during the run.
Yeah, and by the way, thanks to your donations, we are here to kill chaos.
True.
But yeah, we can get started.
All right, so on go we go once we get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. So the Stranger of Paradise is basically FF1 just told a little differently. There are many locations that are supposed to be very similar to the FF1 locations you visit, but they're all, I guess, like compared to as how do you call it, places and locations from other FF games. And this one is, of course, the FF1 location, the Chaos Shrine, and later on we're gonna have a lot of locations that are gonna be like homages to other FF games. Pretty much all of them, actually. See, right? Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
So you see all three of us attacking these Chaos Vents. That's actually something where it matters which player does what. Like, I'm going to be player 1, for example. Then and Ida are going to be player 2 and 3 respectively, which it swaps around every now and then, but it doesn't matter who exactly is player 2, player 3. Just one guy gets to be the cooler character. While player 1 actually has to interact with all the like important stuff like these Chaos Vents. Meaning that I, in most cases, will have to be running ahead and making sure that we can clear the path. While Den and Ida are going to be supporting me from the sides by triggering switches earlier, or just like grinding MP for the boss fights to be smoother. Oh my god, all of us were here on that.
Whoa!
Whoa, that wolf went for you.
I mean, I guess it skips the chest animation.
It did, true.
So we're doing pretty much like, this is the movement that we're going to be doing all the time. So it's pretty much dash, and we're holding the sprint button, which is R3 for us.
L1 for me, I'm quicker than that.
Oh, very different. But the whole point is we're skipping like an extra dodge roll we can do afterwards, which would be, yeah, those bats are always aggressive. We're skipping an extra dodge roll we could do that would just really slow us down. But if we just keep doing the first regular dodge, it sort of like cancels it over and over and over.
Where are you guys?
That's dangerous! Okay. Oh, I'm almost dead.
What was happening? Okay, no room set. Oh wait. For the first time ever, I was not on room settings.
Yeah, so there's a very like short amount of time where you can do some menuing before the cutscene takes over. So does someone wants to take advantage of that? We have slightly different menus between us. Like there's some stuff that I don't truly need to do. One kind of weird difference is that I get more anima shards than like either Dessa or Ida, and we don't really know exactly why. It has something to do with like player 1 gets less, but then for some reason I also get more than Ida. It's really weird.
Yeah, we don't really understand how that works. All we know is that I'm just poor when it comes to those anima shards. I have to actually work for my stuff. So you're gonna see me menu a lot during cutscenes, while the other two are able to cut down a little bit on that. All right, and we're actually approaching the first boss already. Who is it? Chaos?
This is it.
No. Chaos.
Oh, we'll see.
So bosses and all the other enemies, they have two means of defeating them. You can break them, or you can defeat them by depleting their HP. What we usually do is we deplete their stagger gauge, which is how we can then break them and just... It's like a little bit of a stagger bar, I guess you could call it. So what we're gonna do, you see the yellow one? We're just relentlessly going to attack, trying to block his attacks to make sure that we get him down as quickly as possible. Yin and I have very similar ideas where we use the duelist's weak spot, while Den, because he has a pre-order weapon, because he bought the game on release, is able to use Rebellion. And it's important that during these so-called soul bursts, which sounds like pretty funny animations, we need to be in very specific classes while they're happening, because the EXP is distributed at some point during those. And the class routing is very, very precise, at least for me, because I get less of the level up materials. Oh. So yeah, you just hear, okay, you be mage? Okay. So during the first soul burst, both of them can still like act freely and swap classes as they want. But for the second soul burst, we, at least towards the beginning, want to make sure that everyone is in the very specific class that they need to be at to get all the EXP on. Cage free.
So by the way, I don't know if we mentioned it, but you might have noticed that our party consists of Ash, and then a third guy. Notably, no one called Jack. So they actually added this feature later on, like in an update, where player one can change his appearance, and actually that's beneficial because only if you play as Jack, some of the soul burst animations on the regular enemies are longer, so we actually save some time. But also, it's pretty funny just having two of the same characters.
Yeah. And then the third other guy that nobody.
Yeah, the third guy.
That other dude.
I would say it's always a race between player 2 and 3 to get Ash, because nobody wants to play as Jack.
Oh yeah, first come, first served. All right, so this is like a little bit of a story segment towards the beginning. We're not gonna have that many of them later on, but this game, the way it tells a story, it's you just enter a mission, have a few cutscenes. You're usually in this area called Cornelia, where a lot of exposition happens. And these are usually the parts where we're getting split up for a little bit. So this is also a little bit like a race of who finishes these sections first. And then whenever we get to the multiplayer sections again, I'm going to be opening up a lobby. They're going to be joining. And from then on onward, we can continue doing the mission. The actual like gameplay, for the most part, happens in the multiplayer setting. Wait, how are you so much faster than me? I heard the music through the speakers. But you also what?
Don't worry about it.
All right, so we are coming up to Pravoka. If you've played FF1, you like roughly know the locations we're going to be in. We're going to be in Pravoka next, which is a location modeled after FF14. I don't know. I never played 14. I don't know which exact.
Yeah, it's like a super early game dungeon from FF14.
Yeah, and before that one, we're actually going to already utilize the XP we used and make sure that we use the mage class to unlock White Mage, because White Mage allows us to buff ourselves, namely with haste, and haste allows us to just go fast, because it doesn't just speed up our attacks or like our charge time or something like that. It straight up speeds up our movement, which means we can just slide dash a lot faster than normally. Oh, that was interesting.
Shoutouts to my Epic Games friend list that they get a little bit of screen time. So I basically opened the like Epic Games overlay so that I can like click on join the lobby as soon as it's open.
The funny thing is you can still play the game even with this overlay up. So
Yeah, which I found out like 30 minutes ago, by the way.
like
so
personally, I like to do my menu and skip through all the cutscenes with this overlay still up the whole time.
Because I'm already going to be joining, like I'm already in the lobby with Dessa, so I'm just going to haste straight away, and Dessa's going to go up ahead, and we're going to try with Ida to get some MP by soul shielding these enemies. These are not really ideal to like grind MP, but also they might use Web Shot, which is an instant ability, which then we will be able to use later, which is a little bit useful.
Yeah, Web Shot allows us to slow down enemies, because a lot of the instant abilities or just attacks in general cause some kind of debuff, whether it be elemental or maybe like something like slow. And we try to utilize those a lot later on, especially when we unlock classes like the Ninja. Also, can you haste buffer?
Oh, nice.
Do you have it ready? I was a little late, I think.
Yeah.
So another reason why a player 1 runs ahead is because if player 1 touches the cubes, which is something like the save point, they warp all the characters towards them, so I can basically go forward, take care of some of the progression. and then I'm gonna just teleport Ida and then towards me. And now we're just gonna beat up this curl real quick. A little unfair, 1v3, but what can you do?
Yeah, one kind of cool thing about this ability we're using Aftershock, which you get by leveling up Mage, and now we have it on our White Mage, is that it deals earth damage, and if you deal like damage of certain type to enemies, then they build up this vulnerability. So when we're all using the same attack, it's going to build up the vulnerability, and then it's going to take more damage from all of us.
Should be
Yeah,
fine.
We got company.
Let's knock them down.
The webs are everywhere.
One that
Alright,
big
so
is
there are
fine.
more Chaos Vents right now, meaning that regardless of what happens, I have to be there just to make sure that these Chaos Vents actually go down. I think my mic was a little far away.
Yeah, the nice part about having like multiple players is that as player one is soul bursting the first event, the other two players can attack the second one to get it ready for the second soul burst.
Yeah.
You're also noticing that we're picking up some weapons like the katana earlier, so that just picking up a weapon that a specific class would use would just immediately unlock
Because
that
we're
class.
headed
So we
right
got a
back into
katana
the
which
thick of it.
unlocks Ronin, which in itself isn't used really, but we need those classes to go into other classes that we will unlock later on.
Yeah, because you basically have like 3 to 4 stages per class, meaning that we had the regular mage earlier. In the mage tree, there's white mage, and if you then combine the class extensions from white mage and black mage, you can unlock stuff like sage, which is the higher tier stuff. And we basically route everything in a way that we can access those extra classes as early as possible. So now we're actually approaching the next boss. We're gonna buff up real quick with a buff we just collected called Summon Tachi. That one increases the damage we take, but also the damage we deal. And if we don't get hit, then it's really beneficial.
Yeah, this is kind of a unique boss in the sense that it doesn't have multiple phases, but it has these extra pirates that are going to bother us. But we're just going to go in with the Aftershock, and when we deal enough damage, he's just going to keep using assist to like call more pirates in.
Oh, you got
Oh.
grabbed. Yo ho ho.
I mean, getting grabbed isn't bad because it just gives a bigger window for the other two players to start attacking.
Okay, I'll, like,
Yeah, like act like a meek shield, but wow, that was laggy. Back. I think it's good now. Oh, I saw it was the wrong one. No!
that is invulnerable now at 1 HP.
There we go.
Okay, there we go. So now we're gonna both swap. Both Yida and I are gonna swap our white mage to Pugilist to make sure Pugilist gets some XP here. Yeah, why?
This is what we always do after this fight.
Yeah, just like screw around because after the fight, nothing can happen. You can't deal any damage, you can't take any damage, so we're just gonna like do something like punch each other. Just like a little friendly competition. So now we're not getting kicked out of everything. We can now just enter the next mission, which is gonna be Western Keep. It's where in the original game you found Astos, and we're gonna find him here as well. I think this one, yeah, it actually tells you which game this is from. This one's from FF2. Because it mentioned like Dimension 2, Dimension 14, Dimension 7, all of those. In this mission, there's actually nothing
Let's
that
have some
specifically
fun.
I have to do.
Let's dive
But
right in then.
another very nice thing about multiplayer is that while one person runs ahead, the other people can go in menu, make sure that everything that they want to have is like up to date. They level up their classes, they maybe equip some better stuff, and we don't waste our time just staring at a menu like with a downtime as you would have in single player. Like if you're playing by yourself, you would have to menu and then later on go and continue the game. It would basically halt the progression. While here we can progress while we're taking care of menu and stuff. And then whenever they're done with that, they're gonna go ahead and just grind for more MP to make sure that the next boss fight goes well. Which, by the way, Dan, did you get a gun?
Not yet, at least.
Okay, because as Ida mentioned, we collect some of the weapons to make sure that we have specific classes unlocked, like the Katana to get Ronin, to then unlock Summon Tachi, as well as some other classes later on. And the gun would unlock a DLC class called the Gunslinger, which means technically this run is optimal if you have all the DLCs. The Gunslinger is able to, well, wield the gun. It also has an ability called Dazing Bullet, which is pretty much the only means to stop an unblockable attack from enemies, which is indicated by the red text they have above their head. And specifically the next boss is pretty annoying with their unblockable attacks. An attack called Rush that usually whenever it's used we just get out of the way and hope to not get hit, wait until he's done with it, which it can take like different amount of times every single time. It's a little annoying to deal with, but
See anything following us?
it's what we have to deal with from that guy.
Enemy spot.
You see like Ida and Den, they both have like a high amount of HP, MP. You always start missions with 2 MPs, so you're always like a little bit on the back foot. But the more you soul shield, which is like the little red glowing thing they have when they stretch out their hands, I can show it in the elevator again to give like a better idea of it. This is basically like a parry you would have in Souls games, and that's what allows us to get extra MP. I don't want Pilgrim. That's what allows us to get extra MP, both like actual MP and the max MP, which is what's going to be essential for boss fights later on. And even for moving, because stuff like Haste and Lee later on as well, they take up MP to use. I'm going to try and get a little bit of MP myself without dying, which I guess I can't do that, so I'm just going to try and social a little bit.
Oh yeah, you should probably be showing Dessa's stream right now. Like Ida and I are kind of doing the same thing, just getting some MP and maybe getting some kills, might get some drops, while Dessa's like
Wait, okay,
progressing the level.
Uh-oh. Can't move.
Alright. And whenever we're approaching a fight, especially now that we have some buffs ready, we're going to communicate. Like right now, for example, that we need to buff up. Make sure that we have as much time as possible with these buffs in the battle. Of course, we're not going to like wait in case somebody's busy. They're just going to then buff up in the fight. We just need to make sure that we're ready when we go in, because some of these fights are very fast-paced. And we're playing on hard mode, by the way, which is not necessarily shown in the category title. Making sure that we take a lot of damage in these fights. I need to make sure that we don't play recklessly.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, that's a
Alright.
really good start.
Keep it.
There, that's
Oh, over here.
okay. He's probably gonna attack. I'm gonna Sunring
I'm
Blow
dead.
from far. It's fine, we got it. Oh, this thing!
I actually forgot to put on reinforced I'll do it now.
I forgot to optimize.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can revive. Okay, I'm gonna wait now until he's not targeting me anymore, because whenever they have a red reticle on top of him, that means that they are currently attacking you. And after a combo, they tend to swap targets, which is when I know that I can now engage into the battle. Am I close enough? Yes, okay.
Nice, that was good.
Very nice. So I'm gonna now swap to Duelist to make sure that that one gets some levels, and I make sure to have the Pugilist armor equipped here, the little thing with the fist on it, the fist symbol, because the armor also indicates which classes get EXP. And I want to make sure that both Pugilist and Duelist are around about level 10 so that I can get Flee, which Yida is going to get in the next level as well. He just has a much easier time getting it because he actually has some of these anima shards.
Yeah, as long as you're not player 1, you're gonna get bonus anima shots. We don't really know why player 2 and 3 also get different amounts as well, but
Yeah,
it's
it
a
just
nice
seems
bonus.
random, but it works out in our favor because we can make sure that then, for example, now that he has a bunch of shards, is basically going to be unlocking classes that are supposed to be way in mid game. Yeah, he's just going to be able to use that and carry us for a little bit on those fights. Right. So I mentioned earlier, if I touch cubes, they get teleported to the cubes. So sometimes,
So
like
you
here,
know
we're
where to
making
go.
sure that they get in the menu first, so that they get kicked out of it. Now that they're both in the menu, I'm gonna join as well, and make sure that I get Flee real quick by unlocking Thief on 2 classes. Then I go to Thief, use free anima shards, get Flee, equip it, and now I equip the Marauder class again to make sure I can actually deal some
Sun's
damage.
shining over there.
This level is interesting, because this is modeled after Sunleaf Waterscape and FF13,
Stand a chance.
where you had those like weather-changing orbs between rainy and sunshine.
Thing changes the weather.
And this same mechanic is implied here, where you have to swap them to make sure that you can progress the level. So on certain timings, like right now, I'll have Deno or Yida change the weather to make sure that I can progress. I think I wasn't clear enough. You need to change. I tried to make it into the commentary, didn't work out.
Oh, I'm in an awkward spot where I actually have a great sword instead of an axe equipped. Okay, I need to change that.
Oh, you already have Berserker, right?
Oh, I didn't mean to. Uh-oh.
Oh, it's fine. I think I'm good.
I just need to
Oh,
change back.
okay, it worked. I almost got killed, but it's fine.
Okay,
Oh, I gotta go.
Ida, try to take aggro.
Yeah, usually aggro is kind of weird because it sometimes just switch back and forth, but just one hit on the enemy can instantly change course.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of a mental tier list of which enemies are good for farming. I myself, with being player 1 and having to progress most of the time, I'm not as aware of like which enemies are good for MP farming, but I've heard you guys. Oh, we need to switch, by the way. Switch to Sunshine, thank you. Yeah, like, I think some of the better ones, or some of the ones I heard you be more happy about, are Harpies and Skeletons, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, I also need to make sure that Flee is up so I can actually move faster. Because now I have Flee and Haste, and the movement is really fast now. Also, we need to switch now again, because the next one is going to be needing rainy weather.
The worst part about the Harpy is when
Switch
you
again?
switch the weather, the screen goes completely white, but everything is still moving, so you can still just randomly get
Yeah.
hit.
Which is why I also need to make sure that when I say switch, I know what where I'm going for like the next 2 or 3 seconds.
Dan still needs a lot more MP.
Okay, switch again. If you don't switch in like appropriate times, which we need one more switch now.
Oh.
If we don't switch in appropriate times, what usually happens is the environment actually defeats me. You can buff now. Yeah, the environment usually then defeats me because I either drown or the ranks of the trees that lay out the path retract again, so I just fall down. And then I have to wait for the swap again, and the animation takes a little while. So we need to make sure that we incorporate it as smoothly into their grinding as possible. So, Elemental Core, there's 2 ways this fight can start. We got the water start.
Okay, I'm dead.
Okay, that's fine. Den and I were able to take care of it. There are 2 forms it can have at the start, the water and fire form. Water is a little bit easier because it's a little slower, but the fire form can also be dealt with. And now there's Fused Elemental, which he has a grab attack. If that one happens, the best case scenario is of course nobody gets hit, but if someone gets hit like by the Yoho from Big A, then what we make sure is that we just lay it on the boss when that happens, because during the grabs we have all the time in the world to just do as much damage as we can. Awesome. Pump that chest. I don't have this again.
That's actually like a really tough fight. Like sometimes the phase 1 goes really south, but that was a smooth fight.
Yeah, I'm absolutely baffled that that was like just a finger snip and we got it done.
I think like we had like one of the best Black Knights ever.
That was without a gun.
Yeah,
Without a gun, that was really good. Oh, yeah, okay. So now, Crystal Mirage. This is an FF3 location. This one's actually pretty interesting, regardless of whether Adin was able to get a gun drop or not, because there's a little puzzle where you're supposed to orient lasers in a specific direction and use those to basically blow up some crystals that then reveal a hidden path that is usually not there then without it. With a gun, then would be able to just shoot those crystals, while without a gun, he has to use some MP to cast Dia, which is the only one of the only offensive spells that White Mage has, to make sure to deal multiple hits to that thing, because it needs 6 hits, usually, to get broken. And now we have the Mad Ogre here, like a little mini-boss. We kind of want to make sure to hit his back, but he also has the Grand Slam attack, which getting hit by that is not that bad at all. Like right here, if he whiffs, perfect. If someone gets hit, that's also very easy to then get some hits on the back. I got really lucky that I was constantly on his back.
Grab.
Oh, well, it's fine. He's gonna... Wait, did he throw you? I think we broke him before he threw you. Okay, we got the proto cube. The teleporter activates, but I need to wait like a second before it like actually activates because it's really weird.
There's also that guaranteed level 34 axe, which is
Yeah, that
great
is
from the
So,
two
so
fingers.
right now they're gonna be menuing. I'm gonna go up ahead and like kind of clear the puzzles up here.
Yeah. While all the clearing is happening, I guess what we could do is we could have some donations because we're
Yeah.
just gonna be menuing a little bit.
That's perfect time, lads. We have $10 from Zet, who says, "Good luck with the run, Dessa, Deno, and Yida. Didn't know there was a single origin of every Final Fantasy game game ever. That's fascinating." And he's put that to the Nova the Squirrel bonus stages, which very quickly, everybody at home, you absolutely smashed that Stranger of Paradise incentive before the lads even came up. So you currently have open. You have the Home Alone 2 fight the chef, which is actually only about $110 out, and you have Nova the Squirrel, which actually comes up soon-ish, which I believe is kind of like some kind of 2D Mario-esque looking game, and you're $21 out of 500 for that one as well. Just to finish this off here, we have $2 from Anonymous. It says, "I respect Jack's strength," which now we actually can see your perspective there, so we're going to be flying through this game now. We have $25 from Nano Flair, who says, "Stranger of Paradise co-op, this is chaos." Oh, wait for your run!
Sorry.
Yeah, okay, that says chaos now. Fantastic.
Yeah, use the
Alright.
cubes.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
I'll haste.
Yeah.
I'll use this opportunity to like like I'm gonna do some menuing now while they go up ahead.
Yeah, there's like one more chaos event that I now have to take care of. So Yid and I are gonna go ahead, smash that thing, and then it's gonna be the next boss fight. I love the bass on those cyclone rushes.
Yeah. So it's by far one of the better abilities where you
All right,
can for the rest
now
of the run.
buffer.
I'll haste. Hold on.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
Okay,
Good.
let's go. So this boss is a little funky. He can start with two things. He can either just walk or fly. If he flies, we're gonna cry. Because we have to just basically wait until he comes down again. We don't really have anything that can reliably reach it. If he walks, then he's gonna be dead within seconds. Okay, yeah, that's his fate seal. Because now we have lots of damage. As you can see, everyone has access. We just brutally kill all of them now. And phase 2 is gonna be like even faster because now Den is actually buffed up too.
Oh, I got staggered.
Oh, that's fine. I got the hit. Okay, so something that we should mention on why axes are so good. We specifically want axes because both great swords and axes are able to charge up their attacks. And charge attacks are, I guess I could say, like severely unbalanced in this game. They're way stronger than pretty much everything else in this game, considering how early you can access them. So what we're mainly going to use is our two abilities called Cyclone Rush and Brutal Tackle, which we have to wait on. Okay, there we go now. This mission is weird because it sometimes just unreadies you and then you get either thrown to the previous mission or like just get unready. But yeah, about the axes. The charge attacks are super strong, so we're going to utilize them pretty much all the time. We're going to have some buffs. Berserker has the Berserk buff, which is increase our damage by quite a lot. We have some touchy still. There's also going to be a buff soon that I think Den is actually able to use already, called Seal of Blood, which triples the damage of your next move. But it doesn't matter what the next move is. So even if you use like any, or like your next ability, even if it's something weak like a fire spell or just going into a mode called Lightbringer, we're going to be using up that Seal of Blood. Oh, we got no friends this time.
So what would be nice is if they come to the elevator, we can just use one of them to grind MP, but this is fine as well. You can actually build up MP just holding magic as a regular mage as well, but it's only up to 2 MP stocks. It's just nice to do something extra.
Yep.
For this level, I'm gonna stay behind while Yida and Deza go up ahead. So I'm just gonna use this trigger to turn on the elevator for them, but then I get kind of blocked off. But I'm just gonna get MP, and they're gonna have their own strats to progress through the rest of the level faster.
Yeah, I think it'll be easier to see from my perspective now because I'm going to be doing some
Yeah,
turning on
Yida,
some switches.
yeah, Yida's going to be doing a few more like essential things at this point. So now I'm just waiting for Yida to turn off the door, so so I can swoop back in, and he's gonna turn it back on, because that way the electricity is there, so I can actually use the elevator. And now I'm gonna be quickly swapping into my Berserker that I now have as well, and wait just about when the elevator door opens to buff myself and have another Chaos Vent that I have to destroy. This is why I specifically need to go ahead once again. So now I'm gonna use Cyclone Rush on it, wait for the... So the charge attacks, they have 3 stages. Regular, you can make it 4 stage, but we're never gonna see that in the run. They have 3 stages, and the 3rd stage is by far the strongest one, so we're gonna try and make sure to charge those up as much as we can. And now I'm in a little bit of a scary position because there's 6 enemies on me, and especially the big one is kind of aggressive, so I kind of need to... I want to try and soul shield some of their attacks to get MP, but I prioritize staying alive. Get away! Okay, are they gonna do more? I think... No, the elevator's there. Okay, now into... Uh-oh. Okay, he left good. Thank you. That would have been funky. So now I'm just waiting for the next floor, because then I'm gonna be able to teleport then Anita back to me, so that Yida can once again help me with switches, then can menu a little bit, and I'm just gonna once again run ahead and enter the boss fight then.
Meanwhile, I have nothing to do because my max MP is already full. Oh, I could have haste buffered, but...
Well, yeah, but you can also hit now. Again?
Traps everywhere.
Ah, yeah, that would be good.
We have $25 from Crunch Time, who wants to ask you gamers, when are we going to fight Chaos?
Or are we gonna...
Fight Chaos? That's gonna be at the end.
At the very end?
I mean, technically, I would argue some of these things are already chaotic.
We actually have $10 from the man himself, who's just come in from Chaos. No message, he's just waiting for you.
Hey, Chaos is a good guy. He donates lots of fun. Should we fight him?
Oh?
Fighting for his wallet. See if there's more money in there.
Actually, we do have a 5th class. So, now I'm going to the elevator. There's a specific point at which now we can go in and buff. I guess I was once again a little bit too elusive on that, but we're gonna come up on Tiamat now, similarly to what's his name? Chimera. Similarly to Chimera, there are 2 openers. Tiamat can either start attacking immediately or preferably jump. You gonna jump? Nice, because now we can just go in immediately and triple.
No!
And it jumped
It
away
jumped
from
again.
all of us. It's fine, we got it.
I think
There we
one
go.
of ours missed
Fine,
the
fine, fine.
Cyclone Rush.
Yeah, that's why I usually use Sundering Blow, but I figured it's not gonna happen again, is it? It happened again. So I swapped my White Mage real quick to Mage to make sure that Mage gets some more EXP, because I needed to be level 17 later to make sure that I can get Black Mage, and then Seal of Blood later, which, as mentioned, is pretty strong. We're now gonna wait for either a long move or Breath. Whirlwind's a little scary, but Breath is basically free because we can just stand next to them and get stomped because I mistimed my Cyclone Rush. Oops.
A little bit
So-
scary, but it's fine.
It's fine. And this is one of the few bosses where you can actually menu past the Soul Burst animation, which is why I'm going to make sure to be in Thief and then swap right back. And if I can, I'm going to optimize real quick. Yep.
Oh, level 40.
Oh, you actually already got one. Okay, so we've already mentioned that. Like, Ida mentioned that once earlier during the Crystal Mirage mission. We got a level 34 axe earlier. There are 2 axes that are consistent in this run. A level 14 axe from Bike and a level 34 axe from the Mad Gigas and Crystal Mirage. And what's important is that we get at least 1 more axe around the level 50 level, so we can level it up, because the level is basically what determines the so-called break damage or stagger damage you deal to the enemies. You really want to make sure that your average equipment level, and specifically your axe, is strong enough. Otherwise, you're gonna be in for way longer fights, because we basically never go for actual HP damage. And yeah, this one, again, disbanded us, and we're now just gonna... Oh, you guys need to ready up, I think, if you're in the lobby.
I'm just waiting for a little bit so I don't like get in the same loading.
Wait, I think it was waiting for you to join in.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, the multiplayer thing is a little bit weird. It feels a little inconsistent, but sometimes when like people join in, it then slows down my loading, or it sometimes ends up waiting until someone readies up. It's a little weird. but usually just manageable. This level, similarly to earlier, I have to run ahead again because this one actually has, I think, 5 chaos events that I have to take care of. So what's gonna happen is that they're gonna once again provide me with haste and collect some MP while I run ahead and make sure that the level gets completed. Right here I have to actually farm some MP again because I have to wait for the avalanche to crash down. And I'll try to get a photon spray in the meantime, because photon spray is really, really good for one of the upcoming chaos events. Oh, I did not see that wolf attacking me. Oh, leave me alone. Okay, I got through. You see the little, we actually didn't talk about that. We have a little bar on the bottom left, the yellow bar. This is our break gauge. So not just the bosses have that, we have that too. And if that gets depleted, we use some of our max MP and we get incapacitated for a few seconds, which is basically just a free hit for the enemies. The moment we get hit, we're good to go again. But the enemies can just do whatever they want while we're down. Okay, so now it's gonna be the next chaos event.
Okay, what I thought was the level 40 axe was actually a level 40 greatsword.
Oh no. Yeah, there's one little thing about the Berserker class actually. It can have great swords and axes. We really want axes and we really don't want great swords. But there's one consistent great sword that we get from, I think it was Maralith later on. That's gonna make menuing a little bit awkward. That's not too bad.
Yeah, I think it's whenever you optimize outside of being in that class or something like that.
Yeah, basically whenever you swap classes and it optimizes by itself, yeah.
Yeah, it changes to the highest level weapon you have, regardless of what type of weapon it is. So if you have since I have a higher level two-handed sword right now, it's always going to change to that if I optimize outside of the Berserk.
Okay, just one more chaos event to take care of. I'm going to use the Summoning Blow from far away a little bit because for some reason, if you're too close on some of the chaos vents, the Earth Pillar that actually deals damage on Summoning Blow just spawns behind the chaos vent, and that way I just won't be able to deal damage. I'm now waiting for this big rock to break while I'm waiting for a haste buffer from Den. He's already ready because the moment his screen fades out, he has like a little bit of a frame window to use haste. Den and Yida are not going to reap the benefits from that, but I will be able to now run to the boss a little bit quicker. We're going to buff up, and then the next fight starts, which is one of the easier fights if, once again, rush doesn't happen. Rush is like a common theme between the bosses as a bad attack.
We don't like rush.
Yeah, we don't like rush. No, he's not gonna rush. Do not rush. Just use anything else.
Oh, he's gonna rush.
Hey, let's go. So now we're trying to not be behind him, because that way he uses Spike Tail. Oh, that... Oh, sweet. Okay, we actually managed it really well, because Deadly Stomp can happen randomly. Not as his first move, but it's... Oh, by the way, I think that's 1, if you guys can figure it out.
I think it's like around here.
Yeah.
Oh, there. Get back here!
Oh no, it's gone.
Oh, you still got it, you still got it.
My Cyclone Rush still hit.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Good. Oh, room settings. So, yeah, this boss, it's a little weird because a lot of bosses teleport around for a Den and Yida when I use the Soul Burst. So, for this boss specifically, we kind of want to try and communicate where it's going to be, but it's very hard. Usually I just try to, like, go by the clock and say, like, oh yeah, it's going to be at 1 o'clock, but every single time, like, by the time you orient yourself, it's like, oh, he's already there, and then you just, like, try and second rush him. Just reacting to it usually works out, actually.
I was trying to look at the stream, but then I just kind of didn't recognize where you were.
Oh, I actually replaced the wrong class. I need to fix that real quick. But no problem here. We're now going to be in the Cavern of Earth with the best game, FF12.
Oh yeah, Yida, can you do the haste?
Yeah. Let me quickly fix this. Go. So this is modeled after the Tomb of Great Walls. And we're gonna end up fighting Lich here, which Lich is actually one of the more consistent fights in this part of the run. Because, oh my god. Phase 1, he always opens up with a stationary move, and phase 2, we can manipulate him into using a stationary move. Don't hurt me. Nice, okay, that went well. This Chaos Vent is a little bit rough because there are like 5 wolves chasing you down, and they're pretty mean about staggering you.
Can we get a haste?
Yeah, we need a haste right now because I don't have the MP for fleet. I'm gonna try and Thundering Blow him. Okay, we're gonna get some Soul Bursts on the way because that way we get some MP to make sure that it's gonna be high enough for the upcoming, like, I guess it's almost like a mini boss, the Chaos Griffin that we need to defeat to get it.
Got him.
Okay.
What should we do now?
Another haste. Yes, perfect. And yeah, now we're gonna now we're gonna quickly get some MP because I need free MP to have Berserk ready for the next guy. And now we go in and Cyclone Rush the Griffin, the Cursed Griffin, and hope that it
I got him.
wait, it like cheated and then you cheated and like everything just went wrong.
Oh, I got a 51x.
Some of the enemies that have like a staggered animation, especially like the Cursed Griffin, because it has two parts to it, it has a little bit of armor, they can cheat. Like when we defeat their stagger gauge, they just decide like, oh, but if I break this, I'm usually at like 40%, so they're just gonna regenerate that. It's especially common in like the DLC too, if you play that casually, but it's luckily only happens like here. I don't think there's anywhere else in the run where it really tends to happen.
You're too slow!
Oh, yo. Yeah, while we're approaching the boss, actually, we have some time for donations. Just another Chaos Vent.
No, it's not that.
We see our host running.
Apologies, we're hiding back in tech, sorting something out for our next run. We have a $100 donation from Anonymous with no donor message, unfortunately, contributing to the Nova the Squirrel bonus stages target. Remember, folks at home, if you're donating large amounts especially, get your rewards in, get your poll redeems in. We do now have a poll open for the commentary bias in Mirror's Edge, which is an interesting gimmick to say the least. It's going to be hopefully going back and forth mid-run, and the commentators are going to be causing a little bit of chaos during our 6v6 relay race.
Okay, that was a little slow. So for Lich, he always stays stationary towards the beginning. The only thing he can do is teleport, but that's not that bad. On phase 2, we want to stay away from him. Because if we stay away, he uses Putrid Ground, and that just seals his fate, because we can just lay it on him for a little bit, and that's it. And now both Yida and I are going to swap into our Samurai attire. Make sure that we level up our Ronin class.
Show off. So I like how we actually got the line, I ain't about to be beat by some bones.
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
We don't usually get that line, but
No,
I love that line.
It's one of the better ones. This game is so memeable. Like, we're kind of holding back right now what usually we go in.
Yeah, but we're a bit busy, like also commentating on what's actually going
true.
on, but
There are just so many just like iconic lines that we just repeat over and over and over again. Even things that are not related to the game because they just fit. So this is like another section where we get split up real quick, because earlier after Tiamat we were able to choose between the Earth and the Fire Crystal, which by the way, if we don't choose the same crystal, oh boy, which we did, so it's fine.
have you ever seen things?
Yeah, never. I've never seen things. And now that we did the Earth Crystal, we are now able to do the Fire Crystal. I'm quickly just going to open up a lobby and immediately enter the mission. So, right there, create room, make sure that I'm on the correct mission, which I was not, and boom. Oh, you made it just in time. And Yida did as well.
I was waiting.
This is Wicked Arbor, modeled after an FF9 location, which I didn't play, so I don't know which one it is. But this location is actually a little bit rougher. I'm happy that the boss isn't like super difficult. It's just Great Marlborough. And we also beat Lich. Like the way it's set up is that both Fire and Earth Crystal have a level 46 and a level 50 mission. And because we already did the level 50 mission with Lich, it means that the level 46 mission with Great Marlborough is going to be easier, as well as the Maralith mission that's coming up after that. So right here, it's going to be, once again, me running ahead, because Den and Yida can also take care of some menuing that way, as I don't really have the resources for that yet. Problem is that it's not that easy to get MP in this level. This level is just generally very uncomfortable, even when you play solo, because you're just not going to end up with a lot of resources, so you have to just somehow get around what you actually get in that little amount of time. a little amount of resources.
Organized.
Yeah. Like you see that Yida, for example, is still only like at 2 MP in a bit. It's just because it's really rough to gather MP in this level. To the point that I can't even like make sure to defeat these flowers properly either. Because there's just like, there's basically nothing that really gives you MP if you just progress to the level normally. On a solo playthrough, you just have to make sure that you somehow have a strategy for Great Marlborough to make sure that you can defeat it with only 2 MPs. But that's possible. Okay, we can buff up now, so that we then can make sure to defeat Great Marlborough, which phase 1 is kind of dense thing to do. Both Yida and I don't really actually, no, it's there. I'm kind of the side role here now. Yida has a role called Ninja now, and Ninja has the ability to use some ninjutsu, most notably Kanashibari and Utsusemi. Kanashibari stuns the enemies after a little build up, while Utsusemi is basically free hits that you can tank for free. And Den has all the MP, so he's gonna deal all the damage. He also has Seal of Blood. And yeah, there we go. This is phase 1. And phase 2, at this point I also have a little bit, so I can chime in for some damage. If he doesn't tongue tie me. Gonna wait for a move here.
Nice. Okay. That was
There we go.
good.
That was decent. Yeah, that's like the one thing that is unfortunate about not being able to play Jack, because Jack actually has some Jack has some unique facial expressions and voice lines during the soul bursts, and some of them are just super fun. Like his face during Black Knight is priceless.
Yeah, I tried to make that face during the
I forgot.
I'll check the stream later.
And yeah, in this one he's like inside the Great Marble and it's like just completely muffled, and then it just blows up. So now we're in Mount Gold, which is FF8, the little, I think it was the tutorial area in FF8. And in this one, there are again multiple Chaos Vents. Den is gonna somewhat stay behind, make sure that we always have haste up and grind a little bit of MP by himself. While, oops, I somehow thought we need to soul burst that.
Oh yeah, you thought that was a vent or something.
Yeah.
Also, you see this lava, but the lava is no problem. If we're just dashing, you have iframes, so then you mostly avoid the damage. You might sometimes get hit by like a few ticks of damage, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's usually like you have to defeat some statues. I was thinking. Usually you have to defeat some statues to make sure that those lava pools are gone, but you don't really need to care about them at all. Oh, I got hit. Oh, the goblin was laughing at me. And you went the wrong way again. Everything's the same as always. It's easy to get lost in this level. Especially if you like haven't ran the game by yourself and are, I guess for the lack of a better term, delegated to a side role or like a supporting role in this level, then you can easily lose your way. We had like a lot of trouble trying to figure out how to do the Tiamat error, for example. Oh, I'll be there in a second. I just died in lava.
I'm about to die from the... Okay. I guess like one fun thing about this mission is always whether we can get the cyclone rushes in sync both at the dark vents.
Alright, we buff up now, and then we drop into the... We drop in, so we can swing by Marilith.
Oh, we're gonna definitely swing at Marilith.
Oh, 100%. Marilith is not gonna see the light of day.
This is gonna be like one of the like shortest living bosses.
If we actually send it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just gonna Cyclone Rush and boom. That's phase 1. And phase 2 is gonna be somewhat similar. We maybe wanna watch out for Inferno, but you don't even have to. We can just go in, actually. See ya. Oh,
Oh,
am I?
paralysis.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Okay, that wasn't our fastest Marilith. That was pretty slow.
That was comparatively slow, yes. May...
I like the like menu icon when you see the soul burst happening.
Oh,
Yeah, from our perspective. Yeah, at this point is like, at least my menus are done now, so I'm just, for the rest of the game, stuck on Berserker and Ninja. Nothing else really good.
My axe. I still don't have one.
Oh no. Yeah. So we really want to get like high level axe drops throughout the run. There are like a couple guaranteed ones like early game, but then like at some point you really wish to get this like random drop. I have a level 51 axe, so that's really good
That's
at
good
this
enough
point.
to level it up, yeah?
I think I have a level 50.
Oh, well, cool for you. I'm sitting on my level 34.
It's like always Dessa who doesn't have the axe.
Which is bad because I'm the one who's not able to
Greetings.
upgrade the Greetings. Yeah, you can level those axes up, but only with anima shards. And guess who doesn't get the anima shards?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna remember to open the room because I also forgot a few times in the past. The trap. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes it
And-
defaults like side missions. Yeah, you don't want to go there.
Now I have finally collected at least a few anima shards, so I'm able to menu as well. This is gonna be the one last menu that I have to do to make sure that I'm finally up to speed with Ninja as well. Because Ninja, besides from having the ninjutsu to Semi and Kana Shibari, it's really good for one specific thing in one level later on. Actually, in the next level, even though we just skip quite a bit of it. Come back here!
No.
Yeah, it's like
It's
yeah,
just
it's like we're gonna run up ahead, but then when Dessa used the cubes, we just get brought back. And previously it was kind of to our benefit. That cube brings us
okay. It's open.
to him, but in this case it's like we have to kind of wait for that.
Ninja.
Yeah. So I guess our roles are very split in this mission. So currently Dessa's menuing, and I'm just waiting for Den to hit a lever, and I'm just standing in front of this switch. And once he's ready, oh wait, they're running after Den. Why? I'm supposed to be
no.
running MP on these, and he just jumped down.
Again, using the lever. Okay, it's active.
Oh, kind of caught up this time.
Well, I got no MP. They didn't want to fight me.
Okay, let's go. So, this mission is basically just, I'm gonna run around now, Yida's gonna help me on this next floor, and the last two floors I kinda do by myself because they're Chaos Vince, while Yida's gonna try and grind some MP. And while that's happening, if we have like any more donations to read out, that'd be a good time.
It's a perfect time, my friend. We have $5 from Twitch Packet. It just says hype. Remember to get your donations in towards our incentives team. And we have a $10 from FD Sammy who just says, where are all the chaos memes in chat? And I can tell you right now, chat has been kind of popping off with the chaos memes, so I'm looking forward to see more of them now that they've been called. And they're off. It took about 2 seconds, they're already off.
So yeah, we actually have an in-game chat as well, and if you've been able to read that on the stream as well, that one also had a few chaos memes already. Or the fleas. Oh, I used Berserk.
It's so quiet though.
It is a little quiet, yeah. But I think that's just because everything else is just loud in the game.
Okay.
Basically, what we found out like 2 days before ESA started, you can customize the chat lines, and once you start customizing it, there's no way back because they're voiced, so we can just meme to our heart's content in the middle of like a mission. It's great. It's glorious. Okay, so now I'm about to warp Ida and then back to me. A haste buffer.
Yeah, I can do it.
happen. Go. Because right here I need haste and flee and berserk to make sure that I can dodge this big cannon because it's going to shoot to the left. I'm going to dodge to the right. It's going to take a while to reorient, which is why I can approach it. I'm going to attack, Cyclone Rush, and no, I didn't get the hit out. Okay, this guy's my nemesis.
I'm here. I'm gonna help.
Ended runs before. I'm gonna take care of the Fisker Demon in time. Okay. Oh, there's a character. Wee, wee, wee.
Oh yeah.
That actually gives good gear.
Yeah, that cactus gives decent gear. I got an axe! Let's go!
Oh,
I can fight! Yeah, actually 62x is not even that bad. That's good enough for the rest of the run if I level it up later. Better would always be nice, of course, but I'm at least not axeless.
Yeah, I guess like one of the nice things about running all the way to the dark event with Tessa is if you're low in MP, you pretty much just get a lot of it for free as long as you're standing near it.
Alright. Prey Claw. We're basically just gonna pummel this guy because he doesn't stand a chance. The worst part for him, for the boss, is that he consists out of 8 parts. Head, 6 legs, Oh, actually 10 parts, because the claws are parts as well, and they can all individually break. So meaning that the moment we break one of them, it's kind of over. There we go. Now it's done for him because he's just gonna blow up continuously. All right, I'm gonna swap my mage into a ninja. Chaos. And yeah, actually one thing we didn't mention, soul bursts, they give you MP, just like soul shields, and a lot more MP than like anything else in the game, which is
Nice work.
thank you. Which is especially helpful because the chaos vents, if there are many of them, we're gonna get a ton of MP. Even if you're like not right next to it, it actually, I feel like it's probably like an orb around that chaos vent that is a range, because you can be on different floors and still get the MP from it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of distance based. And yeah, this is Sunken Shrine. You can guess what this is based on. FF7.
And in this case, I'm gonna do a little bit of menuing because for this mission, we really want all to have ninja for one particular trick you're gonna see later. Like Maesters.
Yeah.
I should have guessed.
I'm going to be using this to quickly menu, because you can, if you run around, or if you sprint and then enter a menu while in combat, you first of all stay in the menu because you're supposed to be in combat, so the game doesn't like put up the character portrait. But if you use the sprint button beforehand, it also allows you to just sprint without having to do anything. You basically hold it automatically. Oh. And now I'm gonna run ahead a little bit, do the next set of cubes to then teleport Jita and Ditto back while they grant a little bit of MP. I'm gonna try and get a little bit of MP as well, because we all need at least 1 MP. I need 2 MP for the next section to make sure that we can do our little skip. So I'm gonna warp you in a bit. Right now.
I don't have a chance to pick up gear, but I got Sage already.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, Sage is gonna be really nice for the final mission. And now there's this Sahagin. There are 2 key cards we need to get. But luckily you don't have to physically pick them up if you have other conditions, other ways of like doing it. If you push that guy off, for example, all his loot drops into the water, and the game's developers luckily thought of that and just give it to you automatically that way. Same if you soul burst an enemy, or if you're like completely out of range. This guy down here, if I can target. Everyone's gonna summon Touchy. I forgot to equip Seal of Blood. I'm gonna do it real quick. You guys keep him busy. Okay, I'm gonna...
It's taking a lot of damage.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
I'm useless. I need to go Seal of Blood now, and if you Seal of Blood an enemy with an attack, he's gonna get soul bursted automatically. So now we did not have to go down to actually pick up the thing, so defeat the Malboro. We were just able to continue without going down. It saves like, because we're able to menu while other people progress the level, it saves like 25, 30 seconds or so to not go down there. And now we're coming up to
One of the hardest
roughest bosses. Depending on the axe drops. We actually got decent drops, so it shouldn't be that bad. But we're gonna make sure to have Kanashibara and Utsusemi up, Yida and I at least, to make sure we get a stun out. At the beginning, we all want to move away from Kraken because there are 4 little electrical mines around the field, and we want to make sure that he gets stunned by one of them. We take damage by it as well, but that's why, if possible, we're trying to set up Utsusemi. We want him to attack these, and then attack him. I forgot all my damage buffs, but it's fine. We're good. We're good. There we go. Okay.
Good, clean phase 1. That can go really bad,
Yeah.
but that was clean.
If he doesn't die there, you're in the world of hurt.
Yeah, Kraken is full of attacks where he just starts running around the arena. It's awful when you get those.
Okay, hit that. Set up. Where is he? There. And bye-bye.
Nice.
That was
Nice.
a really good fight.
That was like the
Really,
best
really.
Kraken we've had.
The best Kraken
I
ever.
think that's also the first time that all of us had like appropriate equipment for this.
Okay. I got a level 75 axe early.
Yeah, yeah. Playing, I finally got an extra. And now, you thought this was a co-op, but in reality, this is a race. This is the
Race.
one mission the 3 of us have to do by ourselves against Possessed, which is big A but mad. And yeah, the 3 of us are gonna have to do that alone. It's a little bit of a skill check to when we're gonna see who's gonna be able to defeat him first. Best case scenario, it's going to be me, because I'm the one who needs to set up the lobby. But it's actually going to be Den, because Den cooked up the strat shortly before ESA, and that strat's pretty good.
My strat is just go to the smithy
Don't
and
die.
max out my axe.
You're at 75.
Yeah, I still want more.
Are you sure?
Okay, he's about to one-shot him. If all goes well.
He's going to look at him. He's going to die immediately.
Just show him your axe and he's going to just
This
fall
one's
over.
mine. So one unfortunate thing about this mission is, at least for me, like, because we're doing the co-op and I have to set up the lobbies, I also have to make room in the lobby. The way you make room in the lobby is you add party members, but that means that I also now have party members with me, meaning I need to get rid of them, because every party member, if I remember correctly, the numbers were like 16% extra health and 16% extra health and break gauge for every character, and 10% on each stat or something like that. It's basically a flat amount increase per extra character or party member in general. So getting rid of him actually changes things a little bit. It can be nicer to keep him, especially with like a good axe, but I don't want to try it out now and figure out that it's actually wrong. They can draw aggro for you though. There's like benefits for both. But right now, both Jet and Ash, in my case, are absolutely useless. Oh, actually, yeah, Den and Yida have to get rid of him as well, because there are two more characters that we didn't really see yet, Neon and Sophia, and you unlock them later, meaning that they just get added to their parties. But you see now with Solo, there's also like no delay in the menu. Nice. I'm gonna prepare Seal of Blood to make sure that I have it ready and just utilize my MP before I start grinding it.
Yeah, so Seal of Blood doesn't run out over time. It's just when you use the next ability, so you can use it well in advance.
Okay, let's see.
I like how the start of the fight is just you. Oh!
Brutal tackle.
Oh, I kind of messed up already.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Molotov is awful for
Did I forget? Oh, I wasted some food, that's fine. I forgot.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna mess up my strat.
Well, I
Fine.
didn't. If he doesn't yo-ho-ho me, this should be it. Oh, it didn't. What? Okay, oh, I forgot to optimize, that's why. Haha.
Oh, brutal tackle! Oh! That's one of the scariest moves you can do. But I should have enough MP.
No! I got grabbed.
This is very normal in like a real runs VC, by the way. It's just three of us
there we
panicking
go.
at the same time.
Yeah, I just
come
completely
on.
forgot to optimize. That would have made
I need
it
it with
much
the seven.
easier. All right, I won the race. Do I get an axe for that?
How is he alive still?
Of course not.
Yo, hold me again! I can't get away with this.
Oh, Dennis lost? What?
That's unusual.
That's a first.
Well, first I failed my strat, and then he trolled me twice.
Not once.
Twice.
So usually, because Den and I actually ran two-player co-op in the past as well, and when Yida initially learned to run, there were times where we had to wait for like 5 or 6 minutes, because it is a hard fight if you don't know what to do. Also, I need to add party members. And now the,
Okay, I got him.
the tables have turned. Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna add the party members back, open the lobby, not be in the side mission. And I guess while I'm waiting, I might as well just upgrade my axe, because I have nothing better to do.
Well, good thing I'm up to date with my menus, so.
Okay, there we
I can't believe I'm Ash for once.
Oh no!
You earned it. You earned it. Now we're gonna wait for Deno to join the lobby. There's actually a very important thing that messed up once in a two-player run. You need to make sure that you watch every single cutscene after the level. If you join the lobby too early, because you think like, oh yeah, I'm done with the boss, the story flags are not going to be set. So you need to make sure that all the cutscenes have been skipped. That's when the story flags are set. And then you join the lobby. Otherwise, the game's going to be like, hey, you're not supposed to be in this level right now. You can't start this now. We had that once in a two-player run where after this level actually, then joined like a little bit early. I think like he forgot that one cutscene existed and we had to do this entire thing again.
Yeah.
So it's really important that you like especially because the overlay is gonna be up already. That you don't do it too early. This level has one Chaos Vent at the very end that I need to take care of. But the reason I go ahead is once again because I can just warp Ida and then towards me. So I'm gonna be walking ahead, relying on the haste from either of them too. Make sure I don't step into traps because, like, for example, this big circle right here, if I step into it, I'm getting forced into an encounter.
We destroyed that skeleton.
And and yeah, I'm just gonna run ahead, making sure that the path is open up. This level is a little bit of a puzzle level. I think casually this is one of the toughest levels to get around in. There are many teleporters. There are like 8 or 9 different floors that you can be on. And they're intertwined in a pretty interesting way, actually. Problem is just that many things look fairly similarly. So if you don't like pay real attention, it can be pretty rough. There are 3 crystals that you need to interact with, because the final boss is gated by a teleporter. And the first one is gonna be right behind this door. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get Ida and then closer. And then it's gonna stay behind to interact with the teleporter, while Ida's gonna follow me so that we can go and take care of this little trap here. You cannot go around it, so you actually have to deactivate it. And I forgot to equip the knives, so it's fine. Oh, you died.
Oh, it killed. Okay. So have we talked about getting broken and
like
thing?
slightly, but you can go about it around it, yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know if dying makes you lose max MP. Forgot. But yeah, right now I'm struggling to grind MP, and I'm dead again.
But yeah, if you get broken, then not only do you lose max MP, but also your current buffs. So especially in boss fights, it's really bad if that happens. Like, yeah, you might like use your MP to buff up, and then you just lose it all. And if that happens, then the boss just becomes like 5 times slower.
Yeah, they just kind of snowball you from that point onward. Okay, this water elemental is giving me a lot of trouble, so I'm gonna go extra hard on it.
I might just have to go into the boss with low MP.
Oh, well, I thought you were saying go in, because I got the teleporter on now. You have like almost 5 MP, that's not bad.
It should be okay.
That's not really not that bad. So now I'm gonna wait downstairs, because there's no reason for me to go upstairs. I'm gonna go and buff myself up a little bit. You can go in.
Okay.
I'm just gonna wait for Ida to be right in front of the door. We can buff up now. And then we're gonna be fighting the Iron Giant, who is kind of rough because that guy has a lot of defense. His stagger gauge does not deplete fairly quickly. I'm gonna say that like now, but there have been quick fights. Usually, like, he's one of the higher defense enemies. It usually takes a bit more effort or just better equipment to get him down. So what Ida and what I'm gonna do again is set up a Kanashibari to make sure to stun him. That way we can damage him for free, pretty much. I also have it's a semi-ready to have my 3 stacks of invulnerability, because now I can buff up and go behind him. Can you stop switching weapons? I hear that bzz, bzz in my right ear.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. That's like we charge our attacks, and he's still like very much alive.
Very.
Now this boss has a lot of defense, but luckily there's not too much that can go wrong here. You pay attention.
Okay, I'm gonna need a better axe at some point or upgrade.
What's your level?
51 still.
51's not bad. Maybe upgrade it before Behemoth now? I guess that's not needed for Behemoth, because Ida and I got a good one.
Yeah.
You can check if you can get in a drop during the...
Yeah, we control with this.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the last time that we got separated from one another. So once again, they have to wait for me to open up the lobby after the little Cornelia cutscene. And then it's going to be the last 2 levels already, actually. The first one's going to be modeled after the FF15 castle, while the last one's going to be modeled after the last location from, I think it was FF6. Yeah, I think it was FF6. Okay. Oh, I autopilot almost just went in. There. And home, let's go in. This mission also has a few chaos events that, again, I have to take care of, but here it's like really split up what we do, because at the start, I'm actually going to be grinding MP. while Yiden then go ahead to break some switches. And when they break those switches, that's when I'm gonna run ahead again, go to an elevator, and they're gonna grab MP again. It's basically a constant back and forth until the very end, where it's gonna be actually a pretty nice little like cooperative section, where every one of us takes care of some part of the fight, and I'm just like finishing them with the soul bursts. So right here we just break this thing, and I'm gonna be grinding a little bit on skeletons, which Den and Yida are gonna prepare for soul bursts. Which is really nice, because again, soul burst is like the best way to actually get MP.
Nice.
Okay, so what?
Okay, I'm gonna now go ahead, because there's a little wall, maybe you can still see it. No, you're gonna see it on the next one. There are just gates that block you
that's
from
broken.
progressing the level.
Yeah, this level's really scary,
Room setting.
especially in these mob fights.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm getting slapped left and right here.
We're not even getting any soul bursts right now.
It is unfortunate, but
Uh-oh.
luckily there are a few spots where you can do it, and there's gonna be a lot of chaos vents at the end of the level. Oh wow. Oh, it didn't go off actually.
What are we even doing here?
There's gonna be a lot of chaos vents at the end, luckily, and those are gonna be basically our main reason on how we're gonna be able to fight the behemoth later. Oh, didn't get a kill. Nah. Oh, I got the wrong soul shield, but it's fine. Okay. Now I broke that thing. The barrier got removed, and now there's gonna be another chaos vent, which you then are gonna take care of that, and I'm gonna soul burst it. I'm just gonna. They're gonna do the whole work, and I'm just gonna reap the benefits of it. Also, hardest part of the run, actually climbing up that
Yeah.
pillar. It's really hard to climb on some of these surfaces. We had something like that before Big A as well, and it's really easy to just fall down on those.
All of that's just background.
That's like the only part of the run where I intentionally just run and not dodge.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, these things actually have like random HP, which is really weird. Sometimes they die from a sundering blow, sometimes they take a little bit more.
Now
I
this
am
is
running
where
into a wall.
We all need to destroy one of these pillars.
Yeah, I don't even need to like really
go.
follow up any of them. I can just go ahead immediately, and then this wall dissipates. And I can go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. Take care of that.
So there's gonna be another set of cubes, so because Den already has pretty much max MP, he can take care of a haste buffer again.
Yeah,
And
if
with
I
that-
can be safe. Okay.
Yeah, you should be safe there. And now with the haste buffer, I'm gonna be able to run ahead once again to take care of the chaos vent that's upcoming. This level also has a lot of chaos vents, very player one focused. Okay, I'm somehow not dodging quickly. I'm just mistiming them.
Oh.
So there's gonna be one right here with some enemies, but we just ignore them. Oh, the earth element was underground. What the hell? Okay. Guess
Okay,
that
I'm
happened.
gonna pick up this loot.
You also see sometimes that the game lags hard. It's because it's really not
Yeah,
that
I'm
well
a bit
optimized.
behind. Wait for me.
Okay, we're gonna wait for the elevator because we could teleport then towards us with the cubes that are upcoming, but they are a little bit far away, so we'd rather just have everyone be in the elevator.
We just need to send me at the same time.
Okay, now we're gonna go ahead. And there are gonna be 3 chaos vents. I take the right one, and the other 2 are gonna take care of the left and middle one. And then I'm just gonna go from right to left to front to destroy them while they destroy the switches that are behind those.
I wasn't even able to one-shot, man. Weird. Oh, same
And-
with the pillar.
Another good thing about this is that there's a lot of equipment being dropped. We can just like run around, grab some stuff, and be prepared for the upcoming behemoth
Oh,
battle.
okay.
You got it?
That's
Okay.
slow. Okay.
Then
I'm hasting.
we're gonna buff up now.
Yep.
Okay.
And now, surprisingly, one of the easier fights, even though it's one of the last fights we do, because Behemoth, he kind of always, he doesn't die necessarily quickly, but he's fairly easy to manage. He has a lot of unblockables, but they're pretty much all just going forward. And especially with like Yida and I having it as a semi, we don't really have to worry about any of his attacks too much.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, like no one of us committed to another attack. We're just all like, oh, the other one's gonna take care of it. The other one's gonna.
Yeah.
phase 2. Oh wow.
Very
Whoa,
good.
one of you guys, did one of you guys use brutal tackle?
Yeah, me.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
'cause I saw-
98!
Oh, nice.
98
okay.
axe.
Good
That's,
thing you didn't update it.
yeah, that's really lucky. That's a really good axe, and now I don't need to. Oh, 101?
Ayo.
Even better?
You just got another one.
Chaos.
Chaos.
All right. And now we're coming up to the final level, the Terra Tortilla, as we like to call it. I think it's Terra Tortura or something like that, but Terra Tortilla is more fun.
It's like the homage to FF6.
Correct. And this level is once again handled in an interesting manner because there are 3 paths that you have to take. All 3 paths have a teleporter at the end of it, and past the teleporter is a chaos event that I need to destroy. Usually what's going to happen is I'm going to do the path while you then take care of the side paths that I'm not on to defeat some of the enemies, basically prepare some MP for me to also be collected, and potentially some equipment that they can drop on the way. Best case scenario, an axe.
And it's also just an easy way for us to grind MP as well.
Yes. And that way, I'm then going to be able to just hit the teleporter. And for the teleporter, what's going to happen is Zeta and I are going to take care of the chaos vent. And when I soul burst it, you might have
I
already
fell
noticed
off.
it. There's a
Whoa!
Okay, well, I guess
when
that
I soul burst event, what happens is there's a little screen shake, and then it's going to use that screen shake as an indicator to
move.
when he can when he can.
The bones!
He's going to use that screen shake as an indicator right here to basically teleport us out of this room. Lag.
Wow.
I think it was a little early. If you do it too early, what unfortunately happens is you don't get the MP from the soul burst. So we need to make sure it's not too early. But this one actually worked. Oh, so you left the spider alive.
Well,
Yeah.
well, we
Be
tried our
advanced,
best.
No friends. Okay,
Okay.
gonna run ahead to the second
Oh,
one.
are we talking about like Ultima and why you're using like arrow here?
Yeah, so Den has prepared, basically what Gita and I prepared for is we prepared for Berserker Ninja, while Den prepared for Berserker Sage. Berserker is just like the staple that we're gonna use because it's the best class we can quickly access. Ninja gives us the invincibility and stun potential, while I think that was a little too early again. While Sage is, well, I fell down. Sage is a mage, and Sage has a little quirk where it can collect sigils. Every spell you use gives you a sigil for white magic or black magic, because it can use both. And switching between I think it was switching between the magics depletes one of them. So what Den is going to do is he's going to collect 3 sigils on one spell, on one magic type, and then 3 sigils on the next magic type. And then he's going to make sure to not update his equipment throughout the mission anymore, because if he does that, his sigil gets reset. What the sigils allow him to do is he's actually going to be able to use a spell called Ultima. You might have heard about it. And Ultima is really, really good for, well, Ultima. We're going to be fighting Ultima of Ultima. And you can break the thing now. Because it's just very, very strong. And then nice, like, basically damage on the side that we don't really have to do anything for. Dan already prepared it throughout the mission, so he's just going to cast it towards the end with a Seal of Blood to make sure the damage is increased as well. 2 phases. The first phase is Astos. He usually teleports, and that's where we want, because if he doesn't teleport, seems to be a little bit weirder. He can open with Dog Flare, which is scary, but everything else we don't care about. He does not teleport, okay? I should...
I was a bit too far.
Yeah,
Oh, he
Goodness,
jumped.
Sammy.
Damn, that's bad.
Almost got him. Okay, that was a messy phase 1.
This is one of the like that one soul burst of a boss where all the co-op members also. Yeah, we all get to watch the cutscene.
We get to reenact it.
Yeah.
All right, now phase 2 happens. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna stun him with Kanashibari, and then it's gonna blast him with Ultima. And yeah, this phase is definitely difficult to handle. It can be real quick, but it's really rough.
I didn't unlock Ultima.
Oh no!
My second was missed.
Well, okay, this strat fails if you forget to unlock Ultima, which is what happened here. So we're gonna have to YOLO this fight and just skill check it. Okay, you got stunned there. That's fine. I'm gonna with the semi.
Yeah, it's really hard to do good damage here,
Oh,
especially
that's a
with the
grab
amount
move.
of MP we have.
Yeah, it kind of relies on getting Ultima, so not getting it is unfortunate. Oh, it's fine.
The worst part is getting
Oh, by the way,
paralysis is not easy anymore after the first time.
we have time on the sobers, by the way. So we're about to come up. Time. There
time.
we go. That was a little.
What is the cutscene? That was weird.
Yeah, I think it was like a 119 or 7.
I don't want to say it, but it's okay.
Yeah, dude. It's all because you didn't unlock Ultima. And yeah, while the game still continues, unfortunately, this is like the end of the co-op section. But you guys donated money. You guys gave us the funds to kill Chaos. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just boot up the mission for Chaos and kill him that way. Meaning that we're all gonna go to the title screen and just basically reload the game rule.
Yeah, while we set up, if there are any donations to be
Yeah,
read or other
100%.
messages, you can go ahead.
Timer's still going. Oh, I continue.
Yeah, time was...
Yeah.
time ended like on the Solver, so...
Hey, yo, another 119. Let's go. We dodged it.
Perfect. We have a $20 from Lay who just says easy for Carlos, because that's in reference to the Mirror's Edge commentary bias team that is coming up immediately after this run. Stay tuned for the intermission segment where we'll go over all of the nonsense that's going to be taken care of there. We also have $2 from the Crimson Chin. God bless. And they have put that to Home Alone to fight the chef.
All right. Yeah. So again, the last two missions cannot be done in co-op normally. So what we did is we all did the mission individually, and we set it up in a way that we can now do it in a co-op way. Because I guess like if we play the game, we might as well beat it. I think that's like fair. So yeah, I guess we don't need a tower or anything. We're just gonna go in.
But by the way, I want to mention, isn't that like in RTA our best time?
I think so, yeah. Like, I think our best RTA time before was like a 120 something, and now we have a something of 7. I wonder what minute that was.
The only thing is we practiced this like final mission, I think just one time.
Which is
through.
fine, it's not that bad.
But yeah, we have a shortcut that I guess casually the first time you do this level, you would unlock this ladder, but fortunately
Back
it's
to the
already
shortcut, yeah. Oh, you hear Jack talking, by the way, but like you might see that I'm neither Ash nor Jack. I'm the boss that we just fought. I'm Astos.
Oh, you
Looks-
changed.
Yeah, I changed because he looks so weird when he dashes around. It just really looks like he's not supposed to be doing this. No. So what basically happens is we're replaying the first level. What story-wise, Jack is now basically a completely. Okay, he's going crazy at this point. One might say he's chaotic. And yeah, he's now trying to somehow. The whole story we didn't talk about, but this whole story is kind of like a little bit of a time loop, and he's now trying to break through that. The way he's gonna do that is he's just gonna punch a crystal very hard, and after that we're gonna kill Chaos.
It's called Darkness Manifest, and then when Jack meets him, he says, "I know who you are." No, I think it's heavily implied that it's Chaos. He also looks very much like Chaos, as we know him from. Also from the Dissidia run earlier, he looks very much like that.
Yeah, it happens very early into the cutscene, doesn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, maybe we could just have it play out real quick. Because Darkness Manifest spawns relatively early.
Is he here? Is this one?
It should be this one, because if we skip this one, it's going to be...
I think this might be a bit long though. So should we?
You're right. You're right. I know you. He looks enough like chaos. It's good enough. Okay. I forgot the ninja. Good. Good start. Wait. Room settings. You guys got this, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
don't
yeah.
need me. Yeah.
I'll just reapply haste here.
Oh, a lot of.
Now we're actually gonna have a fight? Oh, no, mind. See ya. Oh, no, mind. Okay, there we go. I don't think I've ever seen Astos do all of this.
He looks mad.
Oh, yeah. He really wants to kill Chaos.
I love how any soul burst on bosses with a character that's not Jack is just the blank expression that they all have.
They do not give a care.
Oh,
Okay. Chaos is in chaos! Oh! Don't jump away. Do not jump. What is he doing? Stop kicking. No, he died.
I got killed by chaos.
Oh, he used our Sarkinen. Come on. We got him? No! Come on! Okay,
Okay,
there we
there we
go.
go.
Now, we're killing chaos.
We're getting
So
revenge
funny.
for our friends. Well, Astos is getting revenge for. His
I mean, they
friends.
are his friends.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. And now, that's it. Thanks for watching.
All the cutscenes in this game are just beautiful.
They're super fun.
But yeah, well, we can say thanks for having us. This is definitely a really fun run. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, especially co-op, really good.
Yeah. I can highly recommend this game if you think this looked funny, or if you thought the gameplay looks fun. The gameplay is definitely even more fun than it looks in the speedrun, because here we're just gonna like use axe, but
There's actually quite a lot of detail. that goes
yeah,
into it.
it's a really good game. Highly recommend, especially in co-op.
Yeah, it's very easy to lose a lot of hours into this game as well, especially when you get into the DLC content.
Yeah.
You saw the power I now wield.
Thanks for watching.